Greetings, boyos. I am the Fox Lich, but you may call me Zach. Back in the days that Konami actually cared about their games, a game came out for the Nintendo Entertainment System called Castlevania. This literal monster mash was a challenging and fun time that ended up becoming the spark that ignited a series of awesomeness. After all, the phrase Metroidvania came from somewhere, didn't it? Though most of the success was in the 2D market, in my eyes the best came from the 3D market. One of my favorite PS2 games of all time, though I also later found out it came out for Xbox, Castlevania, Curse of Darkness. I absolutely love this game, but putting my love for it aside, is it a good game? Or does this monster need to go back in its grave? We're going in hot, boyos. Let's get it on. After the vampire hunter Trevor Belmont defeats the vampire lord Dracula, a curse spreads across the land, spreading disease, mob violence, and hearsay in its wake. In the midst of it all is the Devil Forge Master Hector, who left Dracula's service in disgust to live a normal life. But out of nowhere, Hector's fiancée is accused of witchcraft and is burned at the stake. He then finds out that his rival Devil Forge Master, Isaac, directed the murder of his wife-to-be. Seeking revenge, he reawakens his old devil forging power and pursues Isaac back to his old home. While the story is still the old revenge will be mine shtick, there are still plenty of original elements in it to keep it from getting cliche. Plus, the revenge concept is done a lot better in this game than in most games. So, the story is good, with a few elements added to keep it from being too cliche. Curse of Darkness takes the classic Metroidvania concept and puts it in 3D, in that the main focus is combat and exploration, with a few RPG elements chucked in for good measure. Hector fights with a variety of weapons, from swords and spears to obscure weapons like iron knuckles and spiked bats. Combat's not too terribly difficult, though some enemies will keep you on your toes more than others. Fight through enemies enough and you'll level up your abilities, though it's not too grind heavy. The game's main gimmick is Hector's devil forging ability, which allows you to summon familiars called innocent devils, or IDs for short. The IDs come in 6 types, and each one has different abilities to aid you. For example, fairy type IDs can heal you and cure ailments, while battle types can be the difference between you winning or losing a battle in a pinch. Each ID can level up like Hector can, and as you fight with IDs at your side, enemies will drop evolution crystals, which will evolve the IDs into stronger forms that enhance their abilities. This actually makes the variety of weapons important, since different weapons mean different crystals for different evolution paths. In addition to fighting, the IDs can also help in exploration, from soaring over gaps to slipping through cracks in the wall. And the world is big, so you'll need all the help you can get to find every secret. The boss fights are tough, as it's not as easy as walking up to them and whacking them until they die, as each can mess you up if you don't pay attention. The game is fun, though if I had one complaint about it, it's that the world is huge, which, while that's not a bad thing, it's very easy to get lost and have no clue where to go next, even with a map. So, gameplay is fun with a variety of elements that keep it from getting boring. The graphics look good, all things considered. The environments are well detailed, though there are a few areas that are too plain, like the canyon. The character models stand out, especially Hector, who has plenty of details on his outfit, my personal favorite being the red cloth on his waist. The enemy models are well detailed too, though a little less so compared to the characters. In addition, there are CG cutscenes that really show off the detail of the characters and backgrounds, and what the PS2 and Xbox can do if done right. So, the graphics are pretty good, though there are a few minor issues. Not gonna lie, the music is fantastic in this game. It incorporates a mix of classical gothic themes with a heavy dose of electric guitar to really allow that Castlevania feel to hit home. Hearing is believing. sound effects are pretty good too, but I feel the game uses the same whoosh sound effect way more than it should. Also, the sound of the IDs will be ingrained in your head by the end of the game, especially if you're like me and use the fairy type often. The voice acting. Woof, get me some crackers for all this cheese. It's by no means bad, but Christ, copters do some of the lines make me cringe like there's no tomorrow.
So, you've caught up already. Isaac! It's still too soon, but all the same. I'll test your abilities and see how much of your power has been restored.
So the voice acting is cheesy, the effects are aight, and the music, sublime. This game is always going to be my favorite Castlevania game, and even without the biased glasses on, I can still say this is a great game. There are plenty of elements that keep me coming back for more, from seeing how I can evolve my IDs, to finding secrets I haven't found before, and so on. I really wish that Konami would have used this game as a template for making their 3D Castlevania games from then on, rather than the abomination that was Lords of Shadow, and worse, Pachinko. Still, I'll go back to this game with a grin on my face and give it a solid 8 out of 10. And that was a Foxtober review. If you like what you saw, subscribe, leave a like, hit that bell to let you know when I'm releasing a new video, and who knows, maybe you'll find something to keep you interested here. But, until then, I'm the Fox Lich, and until next time, rest in peace.